Hello, good morning, my dear loving children. We continue the same chapter, two stories about flying. First story, his first flight. In the last class, we noticed out of all the seagulls, 6 seagulls were there, mother, father, 3 sons, and 1 daughter. One of the youngest son is afraid of flying, as he thinks that if he flies, his wings would not support him and he would fall down in the sea below and drown. And we saw this also. After he tried many times, failed attempts. He failed. Then his parents leave him alone on the rock without food. They even taunt him for his cowardice. Then the young seagull looks at his brothers and sister, enjoying swimming, diving in the sea water for fish to feed themselves. But no one comes near him to offer food. Then we see in the next last paragraph of page number 33. Page number 33. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing. He closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. He was acting like he's having much fear. Still, they took no notice of him. All seagulls were watching him whether he comes out. He saw his 2 brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. They were enjoying the moment. What he saw? His 2 brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, high level land, dozing with their heads, sleeping with their heads sunk into their necks. His father was preening the feathers on his white back. Preening, making an effort to maintain the feathers, combing the feathers, sitting in the sunlight. Only his mother was looking at him. All were busy except mother. Mother was looking at this youngest seagull whether he comes out or not. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. It's protruded outside. Little high hump on the plateau. Here hump means a raised part of the mountainous area. Her white breast thrust forward. Noticed mother looking at him. Now and again she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. If you have ever seen how the birds kill the fish, they hold the fish in their beaks and beat the fish on the rock and kill it first, then tear it to pieces. And mother was provoking him to come because she was holding a fish in her beak. She tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet. One part of the fish she was holding at her feet and then scraped each side, then cut in two. Scraped here, throw out each side of her beak on the rock to make the fish die. Once the fish dies, she feeds this to her children. The sight of the food maddened him. The youngest seagull who was inside saw mother is doing this. He felt hungry. He was hungry and felt hungrier. The sight of the food maddened him. How he loved to tear food that way. He loved it. He wanted to do the same way mother did, scraping his beak now and again to wet, sharpen it. Yeah, I also one day I will do it. He thinks, he dreams all that, but he never comes out. Seeing mother doing this, he felt hungrier, wanted to come out, but still fear made him sit there only. Ga, ga, ga. He cried, begging her to bring him some food, begged his mother, please give me some food. Gaw, caw. The birds. Nice. Chirping voice. She screamed back piercingly, mockingly. But he kept. She screamed back derisively. Derisively means mockingly, in a manner showing someone that she is stupid or he is stupid, mockingly. Ah, you are sitting inside, sit there. I'm not going to give you the food. But he kept calling plaintively, very sorrowfully. Plaintively means sorrowfully. He kept calling, mother, please bring me food. And after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream. He could not control himself. Again he cried and made a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him with it. Again, mother, what she did, had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him, went near at the edge of the ledge. Just he felt that mother is bringing me a piece of fish. No, just for making him to come out. So he flew across to him with it, from one side to other side. He leaned out just going to fly like. He leaned out eagerly, kept his head outside, thinking that mother would give him now, tapping the rock with his feet, beating lightly the rock with his feet. Is give me food, trying to get nearer to her to catch the fish from her mouth as she flew across. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted. She stopped there, halted, her wings motionless, without moving, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. Just went near him to make him catch, but actually mother was not giving the food to him, just making him to come out of the nest. He waited a moment in surprise. His mother going to give him a piece of fish, wondering, surprising why she did not come nearer. And then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. He followed it. He tried to catch the fish from his mother. With a loud scream, he fell outwards and downwards into space. For some time, he went down. Then a monstrous terror seized him. Huge, great terror seized him, and his heart stood still. He felt that he was going to die. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. But after a minute, he regained his consciousness. He regained his courage back. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outwards. Automatically, the wings gave him a good support. The wings spread outwards. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then under his stomach and against his wings. He felt first time. He felt the wind rushed against his breast. Rushed against, ran fast and touched his breast feathers, then under his stomach and against his wings. He felt very good. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was floating, flying in the air. He felt it. He understood his wings are controlling his body and cutting the air and moving, making him move forward. He was not falling headlong now. Headlong means not moving down. Headlong now, head downwards dive, not going down, like falling down. No, he was flying across on the sea. He was soaring gradually. He went down. He took his balance. Now he started flying upwards, soaring. Soaring means flying upwards. Then downwards and outwards. He was no longer afraid. See? Slowly, soaring gradually, slowly. He moved, flew upwards, downwards, outwards. He was no longer afraid. He just felt a bit dizzy. Uncomfortable feeling of spinning around and losing his balance. He felt a bit dizzy for the first time he flew. He took some hard work to fly. That's why he felt uncomfortable dizziness. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upwards. Ga, ga, ga. And mother replied, ga, ka. His mother swooped past him. Mother also followed, swooped, moved ahead of him and made him the waves. Come, come. Her wings making a loud noise. She was so happy. He answered her with another scream. Then his father flew over him screaming. Father also noticed this. He was also so happy, screamed in joy. He saw his two brothers and sister flying around him, curveting and banging and soaring and diving. All the family members around him, curveting. Curveting means leaping like a horse, like a bodyguard on all sides. Escort. And banging and soaring. Here banging means flying with one wing higher than the other, competing with one another. Banging and soaring and diving. Soaring, flying upwards. Diving, coming downwards. See, the youngest seagull got confidence. Now he understood. Yes, this much only to fly. He overcame his fear. Next paragraph. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly and commended himself to dive and soar and curve, shrieking shrilly. He enjoyed the first flying. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly. Just a few minutes. He had the problem. After that he felt like, yes, he was doing it before, like he felt with his brothers, sister and parents. Commended himself, praised himself to dive. Yes, I am able to do. I am good in flying, diving, soaring. Curving means take a bend, bending, turning, shrieking shrilly, and he screamed shrilly, means very piercing shout in joy. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, with little ridges moving over it. And he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. He was near the sea now. He reached. Now he's flying straight over it, over the sea, facing straight out over the ocean. Noticed after the sea, it touches, the sea moves to the ocean. He reached there. He saw a vast, wide, green sea beneath him, with little ridges. Ridges means mountain ranges, moving over it. And he turned his beak sideways and cawed. Sideways means towards. And cawed. Cawed means made a cackling sound. Happy mood. Amusedly, very happily. He was enjoying the moment. The moment he learned how to fly. Clear? So this is what the hard work, the attempt makes you do. As the time passes, the young seagull could not tolerate the hunger and the heat. He moves closer to the ledge and pretends to fall asleep, but nobody takes notice of him. I conclude. Then his brothers and sister have already had heavy hearty breakfast, enjoying the breakfast, and father seems busy in admiring and cleaning the feathers on his back. The mother looks at him, only mother looks at him and tries to tempt him, encouraging him to come out, not by giving food into his mouth. Tried to tempt him with pieces of fish. His begging and crying does not affect her. She was very hungry. He was surprised enough at his mother's ignorance. He got angry on mother, not giving food. He was surprised enough at his mother's ignorance of his pitiful condition. Child is hungry. Even then, mother is not giving food. Thus he dives for food. So no, I will not leave her like this. He begins to fall down with a scream as soon as he dives. It was not fallen into the sea. Felt that afraid of drowning, but he tries to spread his wings outwards and begins flying. He feels a little dizzy, tiredness, uncomfortable, but all his fear vanished, disappeared. He soared slowly downwards and upwards. He could finally fly on his own. Last paragraph, I will complete it tomorrow. Clear? Okay, read the chapter thoroughly. Thank you.